I used to think that I was still young and healthy, that heart problems and high blood pressure were things only older people had to worry about. I didn't smoke, didn't drink, and my diet wasn't too careless either. But there was one thing I had overlooked for many years, and it nearly brought me down. Every morning I woke up with my body feeling drained, my heart racing abnormally, and my head heavy as if weighed down by lead. Still, I kept telling myself, it's just stress. I'll be fine after resting over the weekend. Until one day, while I was taking a slow walk after lunch, my heart suddenly tightened. My heartbeat went wild, my legs trembled, and sweat poured out as if I had just taken a shower. I had to crouch down on the sidewalk, breathing heavily, terrified something serious was happening. And yes, the secret will be revealed at the end of this video. But I promise, the journey you're about to hear isn't just my personal story. It might be what changes your health forever. Every night in the past, I would go to sleep after 1 a.m., not because of overwhelming work, not because life was too stressful, simply because I didn't want to go to bed. There was a strange feeling, as if I were postponing something. I would lie in bed, holding my phone, letting my fingers scroll through hundreds of pieces of content. Short videos, news articles, comment sections, cute animal pictures, unread messages. All of it felt trivial, yet somehow enough to trap me for hours without end. The blue light from the screen, something I once thought was harmless, was actually completely disrupting my biological clock. It suppressed melatonin, making my brain no longer recognize when it was truly nighttime to rest. As a result, I stayed awake while my body begged for sleep. I'd wake up the next day groggy, with my heart racing, my mind foggy, and my limbs heavy. Still, I'd step outside in a state of stress, breathlessness, and lack of focus, yet kept telling myself, it's probably just stress. A cup of coffee will fix it. One afternoon, after finishing my meal, I took a light walk as usual. Just a few steps in, my heart suddenly clenched. A strange pain shot through my left chest, and my heartbeat became erratic. At times, it felt like it skipped a beat. I froze, gripping the railing as my head spun. Sweat poured down my body like a shower. My vision darkened. I staggered and collapsed onto a stone bench by the road. And in that moment, for the first time, I knew something was wrong. Back home, I started digging deeper. Not just because I was scared after what had just happened, but because I needed an answer. Why could such a small habit like staying up late affect my body so intensely? And then I was truly shocked. It turned out that sleep and heart health weren't just connected, they were deeply intertwined, with solid scientific backing. According to research from the American Heart Association, getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night can increase the risk of a heart attack by up to 20%. But it's not just about sleep duration. The timing of sleep matters too. People who habitually sleep after midnight tend to have higher blood pressure, faster heart rates, and more irregular heart rhythms than those who sleep on time. The reason is that when we stay up late, our natural circadian rhythm is disrupted. The body operates on a biological clock designed for rest at night. When light decreases, melatonin levels rise, and the parasympathetic nervous system is activated to lower blood pressure, slow the heart rate, and repair damaged cells. However, if we continue exposing ourselves to blue light from phone or computer screens at night, melatonin production is suppressed, preventing the body from receiving the signal to shut down. Instead, the sympathetic nervous system, responsible for keeping us alert, remains active throughout the night. This keeps the body in a prolonged state of vigilance and hidden stress, causing the heart to beat faster and blood pressure to remain elevated when it should naturally decrease at night. Over time, this state not only leads to chronic fatigue, but also serves as one of the earliest warning signs of cardiovascular disease, stroke, or heart failure. I suddenly realized, it's not just when we get sick that we should start caring about our health. In fact, our daily habits, like the time we go to bed, are shaping the long-term health of our hearts. And the scary part is, most of us don't even know it until it's too late. I decided to change. No medication, no expensive supplements or luxury detox programs. I simply started with one thing, something that seemed simple yet was incredibly challenging: going to bed before 11 p.m. every night. It sounds easy, but to make it happen, I had to break an entire system of ingrained habits I had followed for years. Each night, I turned off my phone at 10 p.m., something that once felt impossible to me because scrolling through social media before bed had been my unwritten ritual for stress relief. But that very blue light was the culprit, stimulating my brain and making it harder to enter deep rest. I also closed the curtains early, turned off all strong lights in the house, and switched to soft, warm lighting to gradually signal to my body that it was time to rest. Instead of getting lost in the digital world, I read physical books, old, yellowed pages with no blue light, no notifications, no social media. The first week was incredibly tough. It felt like my body was resisting. I had trouble sleeping, tossing and turning for hours, and even felt more restless and uncomfortable than when I used to stay up late. My mind kept pulling me back to my old routine, where nighttime was when emotions surged, and my phone was my closest companion. But I persisted. Each night, I reminded myself that this wasn't just about sleeping early. It was about giving my heart a chance to live healthier. After 3 weeks, everything started to change. I slept more deeply, more continuously. The episodes of irregular heartbeats in the middle of the night, the ones that used to wake me at 3 a.m. in vague anxiety, completely disappeared. My body gradually learned to relax the moment I lay down, instead of struggling for hours just to fall asleep. In the mornings, I woke up feeling light. No more heavy-headedness, no more racing heart, no more overwhelming fatigue that had followed me for years. I no longer needed coffee to wake up. Just a glass of warm water and the morning sunlight were enough. After maintaining this habit for 2 months, I began to feel a profound recovery. My blood pressure became more stable, my heartbeat more regular, and my endurance improved, even for simple activities like walking or climbing stairs. But the most remarkable change was this: I found peace of mind, a deep sense of calm that I hadn't felt in a long time. And it all started with a change that seems so small. If you're still staying up late every night, ask yourself, what are you trading in return? A few extra hours scrolling through social media, reading the news, or finishing unfinished tasks, are they truly worth the cost? The irregular heartbeats, the unexplained anxiety, or even the silent health risks waiting down the road? You might think it's just one night, but each of those nights adds up, bringing you closer to risks no one warns you about until it's too late. So, start tonight. Turn off your phone a little earlier. Set an alarm, not just to wake up, but to remind yourself when it's time to sleep. Read a few pages of a book, not much, just enough to pull your mind away from the noise of the day. And remind yourself, sleeping on time isn't just about feeling better tomorrow, it's about living fully in the years to come. And if this story made you pause for a moment to reflect, follow this channel. Not for me, but for yourself. Because I'll be sharing more real experiences, accurate medical insights, and small habits that just might save a life. Health doesn't begin with drastic revolutions, but with the things that seem most insignificant, like a consistent on-time sleep every night. If this story resonates with you, if you see yourself in those quiet late-night hours, don't just scroll past. Hit follow. Not to add another number, but to give yourself a place to listen to real, simple things that can help you live longer, healthier, and more at peace. I'm not a doctor, nor an expert, just someone who was once careless and lucky enough to realize in time. And if possible, I want you to realize it too, before your body has to warn you through pain. Let's make a change together, starting with what seems the smallest, like sleeping on time.